Hi everyone, let's go ahead and talk about swapping out the walk cycle and having a blink within the walk cycle itself. Okay, so with this we're going to go ahead and imagine that you've gone ahead and you have done the blink drawings in and retraced your walk cycle character, and you've picked 3 of the poses from within the walk cycle character, as long as they were in order. So here's contact, down, pass, up. So you pick any three out of the 4 of those, as long as they were in order. So you could go contact, down, pass, up. You could do down, pass, up, right? Or you could do pass, up, and then go back to contact, right? Any of which 3 in order, any 3 of those, as long as all 3 are in order. Okay, now then, but let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Now, you'll notice here on this site here, I've gone ahead and on this page here, I've got 2 cycles of walk cycle, getting the character about halfway into the stage. So there's my contact, down, pass, up, contact, down, pass, up. Now, I've gone ahead and stopped there because the next frame, which I have the 3 frames down here, I have the contact pose, the down pose, and the up pose. And I've got all 3 of those set as blink. So in the first one here, where eyes are half closed, the second one, the eyes are all the way closed, and the third one, we're opening the eyes back up there on that pass pose. What I need to do now is right here, because I start the blink on the contact, you'll notice that the last frame I left off on the stage is the up pose. And we know what comes right after the up is we recycle, start back on the 4 drawings, and we go back to the contact pose, which I happen to have here. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I am going to go ahead and copy this drawing, and right click, and I'm going to copy that frame. And I'm going to go right after this frame, right here in the next spot over, right click, and I'm going to paste frame. Okay, now I need to go ahead and move it over to that spot. There it is. So I'm going to move it over. Okay, and I'll line up that heel where that goes. There we go. So I'm going to go back a frame to check it. There we go. So I kind of up and contact. So I'm on the contact, I go right into a blink, right into a half blink. I got the drawing lined up because I know that with the new set of 4 drawings, I have to have that front line out for the heel. All right, so let's go into the next one now. So now I'm going to go ahead and select this and F5 that once, extend out just a little bit. So now I'm going to go to the full blink, which is the middle one here, and I'll go ahead and right click, and I'm going to copy that frame, and I go to the next notch in the timeline and right click and paste that frame. Okay, now I'm going to extend it out once here. Now when I know that I have it, I remember I have to drag it back. So let's go ahead and pull it back. So you can see that I have the foot here from up, right? We're up, and then we're half blink, contact, down, full blink, and then we're going to go to the pass pose where we go back to the mid blink. So let's go to that pass pose, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to copy that frame. Go to the next one here, right click, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that frame. And then extend that out. Now I'm going to go ahead and move it back with my shift and arrow. And there we are. So now I have got myself up and down. So there is my contact, down, pass, up, contact, half blink, down, full blink, pass, half blink, and now I go back into my up position where I'm leaving my blink completely. So now what I need to do is I need to go back over here and find my up pose. There it is. Right click and copy it and paste the frame. Oh, I think I cut the frame instead. Holding on there. Let's go back and put that back in. There we go. And let's try that again. Right click and copy frame. And then go back over here and right click and paste frame. Sometimes these things happen, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm going to move myself forward here. All right, there's my up pose. And I'm looking pretty good there, see? And I basically come out of that and boom, I'm on the up pose and I'm no longer sleepy. So I'm going to F5 that twice. Now basically, so I'm coming out of that movement. I kind of go up, right? But now what I'm going to do is when I come back down again, I want to go into a blink one more time. And I want to show you this one more time. So I'm going to go back in here and I am going to select my contact pose. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put all 3 poses in there. all three, because I've all got them lined up now in terms of scale. So I select the first one, and then I'm going to select this last one, which is my regular pose again, right? So I go into my first one here. I'm going to hold the Shift key, and I'm going to keep, I'm going to left click somewhere in the gray, select the whole group, release the Shift key, and then I'm going to right click and say copy frames. And I go right here, right click, and I say paste frames. Now it's going to paste all those right in order. Give it a second here, but I can click on that keyframe, and there they are. They all come up active. But now I have to move it forward. So if I go back a frame, remember I'm up here now. That's where my pause is. So if I go back to contact, right, I need to be able to go ahead and move that heel up to there. And you notice I have a line all set up for the next contact pose. So this next one, again, I move it up. So the heel goes up to that contact pose. And then I go to the next one. And there's the up. Line up that heel. That goes there. And then there's the extreme up pose because I've left that. And I'm now out of that pose. And I'm just getting ready to leave the scene here. So let's go ahead and extend this out. So let's go F5. Let's go once, twice there. I'll eventually stretch all these out. So let's stretch that one out. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead here. And on this last one here, I'm at the up pose. So I need to finish getting myself off the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and take my copy pose, my copy and down pass. So here's my contact, down, pass, up. I'm going to copy these 4 frames. And I'm going to say copy frames. Go right here in the end, and I'm going to go paste frames. Give it a second, and then paste. So if I go back 1, I can see where my heel is on the end of 4. So now I need to repeat that cycle of 4. So I'm going to take that first one that I did, which is my contact pose, right? Line up the heel of that one. And now I have to bring one more new line out and line that up to the heel right there. So now I can go ahead and do the other drawings and line up that heel with that. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. And there's 3. Right? So I got myself lined up there. Looks like I need to do it one more time, don't I? So let's go ahead here, and I'm going to insert a blank keyframe here. Insert blank keyframe. And those frames are still in the memory. So all I have to do is say paste frames, and they'll plug them right in. So now if I go back 1 frame, there's my up pose. I go back to that contact. I just need to move it forward and in space. There we are. Now I need one more vertical line to finish off that foot right there at the very end. Go to the next frame and move them on forward. And the next one still. See how fast this becomes almost like assembly line here, and how fast we can go ahead and start working with the animation. Once we set up our frames, it becomes pretty quick to get ourselves in there. Look at that. With that frame, I'm off the stage. So if I go back in here and F5 this out a little bit, stretch these out, and play with the timing, that we can go ahead and take a look at our walk cycle, kind of change the rhythm, play with that speed a little bit. And there we are. So let's test this out here. So I have my full layout here on the timeline, but I want to give a little bit of a pause before the character even walks in. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the left-hand side here. Left click on the timeline and drag across. And then when I've got everything highlighted in blue, I'm just going to keep the cursor in the blue area somewhere in blue, and not on a keyframe, just one of the blue area here. And I'm going to left click and drag this over to the 1 second mark. And then release. See, it brought everything over with a big blank frame, but nothing happens. So let's go ahead and let's test this out here. And we go. There we go. And you notice that as the character is walking through, we have 2 blinks. So we have blink number 1, blink, blink. So we have 2 different distinct blinks there. Okay. So let's go and play with the speed there a little bit. So we know that character is kind of walking and changing pace a little bit here. So we can say on the pass and up, we're kind of stretching that a little bit. So there's the pass, and there's the up, Let's add another frame to that one. But the contact, down, those are pretty fast. The pass, let's pass and up. Let's add a little more to that. Contact, down or fast. Pass and up are slower. Pass, and move this over. And up, a little longer. And contact, down, pass, and up. Let's move that a little longer. Contact, so shift F5, pull that back. One too many there. There we go, and down. And the last one really won't count because, boy, I'm out of the picture there. So let's take a look at that. Now let's go ahead and let me go ahead and hit play on that one. There we go. So we get a little more of a rhythm. There's a little bit more slow on the up, so we get a little more rhythm on that. But we can see the blink number 1 there and there. Yeah, we get to see that in there, which is nice. We get the characters. It's one more thing to bring your character to life. Okay? There you go, folks. Go ahead and give that a shot yourselves. Make your character blink as they walk on across the stage.